Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sprint Series here at Formula Trout League. This is the final round, round 10 of the Sprint Series. We are here at Macau in China. Very, very punishing track, very, very difficult track. I am Alex Cochran on main comms today, joined by Christoph Burzer.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, so it's nice to not just be me in the booth for a while. He joined us here in qualifying, 9 minutes to go. Very long lap here at Macau. We're following Steve Stevenson, the champion around. He's just started his first lap. It's a 2-minute lap here, so 12-minute session. This is his first flying lap. We will see how he does. We will see how he manages this very, very punishing, very, very high speed track, even though it is so tight as well. We ride on board with Stevenson as he goes into the first real corner. You know, the other ones are definitely corners, but that's the first one you really have to think about, really have to brake, and you can see how close the walls are on the outside of the track. Just no margin for error here. A proper street circuit, a very, very historic street circuit here at Macau. I believe the first round was held in the, I think in the 50s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's been a very, you know, in real life, the Macau Grand Prix, a very prestigious event. You know, very, a lot of drivers throughout the years, very well-known drivers participated. You know, Michael Schumacher, Mika Hakkinen. There's a very iconic battle of those two crashing near the last lap of the race. We see a big slab of oversteer for Stevenson there. But yeah, you know, very well-known drivers, very well-known winners as well. I think. I know Danny Juncadella, who briefly participated here in Formula Trout, was in a few practice sessions, was in the Discord server. He is a previous race winner here at Macau. He actually raced on this track. It's the reason he joined the server. Yeah, he's you know, racing in DTM and maybe even WEC at this point. So yeah, very accomplished driver. Cool to have him in Formula Trout, and you know, a winner of this track. Dan Ticktum, another driver. He's the most recent winner, I believe, or the most recent, let's say, international winner. There's been a few drivers who originate from Macau who have won here in the past, especially in the last few years with COVID affecting the track. I think it was run with Formula 4 cars instead of the typical Formula 3 cars, such as the Dallara F317 we have here, as we see Stevenson catching the wall just as he finishes his first flying lap. His lap will be ruined then, and it's so important here because it's 12-minute session, 2-minute 20 a lap, and that's his end of that lap ruined, and this lap will be ruined too. We see the infield. I think that's Jaap Wagenvoort going past him, so he is not affected by the spinning younger car. But yeah, disaster for Stevenson there. Obviously this track, the two very long, very high-speed straights. You've got the start-finish straight, you know, medium length, and then two long straights. You've got a left-hander, long straight, a right-hander, a long straight, flat out through there. You want low aero to be fast on those straights, and then the rest of it, you know, a very Monaco-esque, high speed, turn right, left, tight hairpin. You see one of the hairpins here where Kevin Vanek goes through, avoiding the walls, but yeah, there's no margin for error. Very, very punishing circuit. We'll see how our drivers manage today. As a driver yourself, Christoph, obviously you've not been participating in the Sprint Series so much, but in Premier Series you have raced around a lot of very, very tight street circuits in the past. I know yourself raced at your own creation, Greifswald. You know, one of those very unforgiving circuits. Is it something when you approach that as a driver, you have to maybe it's less 99.9% and it's more just 98% survive?
It's difficult because when you think about it, the corner is still a corner. You have a limit, and you should be able to just drive it. But the wall is just something that you have to pay attention to, and you do subconsciously, even though if you think, yeah, it's just a corner. So you do drive differently in street circuits compared to traditional circuits with runoff, be that grass or even tarmac. So the drivers will take less risk.
Yeah, you can see Vanit here as he comes through the last corner. You can see how far he is from the wall on the entry, how far he is from the exit, just taking it easy, getting that banker lap in. It is interesting you say. It is fastest for Vanit though. Pole position, provisional pole position at the moment, faster than Wagenbort, faster than his teammate Bun. Very, very tight lap times. Yeah. We see Radocchio go P4 as well. But we have Thomas Barbary on track as well, so he'll be one in the hunt for pole position. Definitely when he sets a lap. Stevenson as well will be going out again. Will be, obviously, you know, he is the champion now. He'll be definitely going to be up there, I'm sure. But Vanit still on a fast lap for the time being. Vantelan then as well, P4, improves his last lap time. Ooh, yellow flags for Radocchio. Where is that? He's stopped in the runoff area at, I think that's turn 3.
3.
Yeah. Can hear him revving the engine, trying to find reverse, I'm sure, trying to get a clear track.
3 minutes, that's effectively his session. Oh, he has to do an in-lap, which is about 2 minutes. He has to do an out-lap, which is already more than he can do, time-wise.
He's trying to get out there. There he goes. Stella Alnak getting unstuck from that runoff area. He will have time to do another lap. Maybe if he has the fuel in the car, has the tyres, could do another lap. As you say, it is 2 minutes, 3 minutes left. He'll have one crack at it if he does get there. See Kevin Vanit then, still provisional pole position, and you see him go through the hairpin here. This is the notorious hairpin here at Macau. Oh, as he nearly tags the inside wall there. It's a permanent yellow flag zone in the race, so there's no overtaking to be done there. Drivers just have to follow each other through, a quirk of the circuit. I'm sure, you know, in days gone by, cars were a lot smaller, a lot slower. It wasn't yellow flags, but in real life, as we do in Formula Trout, we just enforce that yellow flag zone. It's just not safe for the cars to be going for overtakes there. You get it wrong, you just block the track. So something that they have to contend with, something that they have to be aware of. You know, they might be really fast there and be losing a second trying to follow a car, but it's just the way it is. We see Kevin Vanit then, 209.933, faster again than Wagenvort and Bun, 4 tenths now. Yellow flags for Stoey, and he is out of qualifying. Where is Barbary? Down in P8. He is on a lap though at the moment. We ride on board as he goes into the last sector, into the final 2 corners, running it right to the wall. You're saying, Christoph, that you know you do take it a little easy, but in these dying minutes of qualifying, when you do have the chance, you know, you can just risk it all. It doesn't really matter if you bin it now. This is where you're going to see those lap times flying down. As we do see the lap times flying down, Barbary with a 209.5, another 4 tenths faster than Vanit. So Vanit is still on a lap himself. He could respond, but 1 minute 40 to go. They'll only have one go. This is the final laps now. Such is the length of this Macau circuit. Barbary will be on another lap, I'm sure. Stevenson then, the champion, he'll be a favourite for pole position, but what can he do? He's up on his time. He weaves his way through the streets of Macau here, down the hill into the hairpin. Very, very long hairpin, and then one of the most difficult parts of the track. Can he get the car through safely? Can he get the car through fast? Left, right, blind entry, blind exit. In the race, very, very difficult. In qualifying, just as difficult because you need to get that lap time up. But he's got through there okay. into the right-hander. Oh, big slap of oversteer, but he manages to hold on up the hill, over the crest. Another tricky corner, tricky to keep the car in a straight line. Oversteer on entry, understeer on exit, but manages to do it. Another hairpin leading into the super tight hairpin, the yellow flag hairpin. We saw yellow flags briefly for Barbary, so Barbary is out of qualifying, I believe, or at least his lap time will be over. Stevenson just gets through the hairpin with no drama, just manages to avoid kissing the wall. I think that is one of the Protogen cars, yellow flags as well, so their qualifying session is over as we see Vanet faster than Barbary there in the dying seconds of qualifying, 15 seconds of the checkered flag. Kevin Vanet goes P1. So he has got back onto provisional pole, but what can Stevenson do? Through the last corner now, he's going to be pushing as hard as he can. Doesn't want to hit the wall like he did on his last time out. What will the lap time be? Just faster than Kevin Vanet. 209.4, so provisional pole for Stevenson as the checkered flag falls. Can anyone respond? We saw Barbary with a yellow flag as he hits the wall out the penultimate corner. It might still be fast, you can hit the wall and get away with it, but that was a very solid clack onto that wall. And yeah, into the pits he goes at high speed. His qualifying session is over. I believe Vanet is not on a lap anymore as well, so Vanet P2. Yeah, Vanet's not on a lap. I think Radocci might be our last one. Yeah, so Radocci crosses the line. 210.6 for him. P7. Not able to improve his position, but does improve his time just behind Interwood's Vanterland. Not a bad job from the Stala Alnak driver. Will help in their fight with the Impact Blue team, although I feel like Impact Blue has two cars. There's only Roberto Radocci here today. That could sway the championship in Impact Blue's favour. Noyes is stopped in the runoff area at turn 3. Adamus is off as well as he phases out of existence into the pit lane. And that is qualifying over here at Macau. Stevenson on pole, Vanet just behind in P2 alongside him on that front row. Great lap time, great qualifying for the Impact Blue driver. Very well done to Kevin Vanet. Barbary in P3 on the second row. Not where he wanted to be, only a few tenths behind teammate Stevenson, but not enough to be on that front row, not enough to be on pole position. Wagenvoort then P4 for Inflewood. Antoine Bunn P5, the other Impact Blue car, so a good strong qualifying performance overall for Impact Blue in this session. Vanterland for Inflewood P6, Roberto Radocci P7, the only Salar Alnak car. Zoian in P8, Noyes, sorry, in P9, Ars de Jong in P10, Adamus in P11, and Ryan Hawk rounds off the field here today. A 12-car field here in Sprint Series. At the final round, he is in P12, rounding off the field. So, quite an exciting session. I think Christoph, I would say that Kevin Vanet is kind of the surprise there. I didn't expect him to see up there. I'm not sure how much you've been following the Sprint Series yourself. Obviously, you're normally more of a Premier Series guy, let's say, but yeah, maybe you have some input on that as well.
It was really back and forth between him and Thomas Barbary, and Stevenson only just managed to pull that lap out of the bag in the last minute. So yeah, very exciting session indeed.
Yeah, a track like this, it's easy to get it wrong. Thankfully, most of the field managed to kind of safely complete laps. We hear that Adamus, the Protogen driver, he got stuck in the wall, stuck on the wall, ruined a few guys' races and qualifying. Sorry, unfortunately, because he had engine damage. Just reading some stuff. Sorry. Yep. No. So you join us back in Monaco. Oops.
Macau.
No. We're at Monaco. We're at Monaco. 1 second, guys.
It's Monaco.
It's Monaco. Give me a minute, guys. Yes, just a blip with the Just a blip with the server settings. Hopefully I can fix this. Manage session, edit. Come on server. Macau, not Monaco. Save weekend. Restart session. Hopefully we should be starting the sprint race now at Macau, not at Monaco. As we loaded on the grid there, we loaded into the warm-up session, and we saw the field was lined up in the pit lane at Monaco, not Macau. The magic of sim racing, we can teleport the cars across the world in an instant. Yeah, we're not supposed to be racing there. We are supposed to be racing at Macau. The server is back up now. And you will be glad to see that the server is back up at Monaco, not at Macau. The other way around. No, we are at Macau. We're not at Monaco.
Yeah, but you said it the other way around.
I did say it the other way around.
China.
Yes.
Just say China.
The field is back at Macau. You see Wagenwald then out early in the warm-up, doing a few practice starts. The rest of the field filtering out. So due to
I
the
don't
nature.
see Wagenwald.
Apologies, Christoph, co-commentator, not able to see.
Yes, that's better.
Yeah, so we, due to the nature of Assetto Corsa, the nature of the server, today we're running a little alternate format where we have to leave the session between every session, every race. So will be a brief interlude and then a warm-up to allow drivers to join, allow them to practice a little bit more on race fuel maybe. We see Kevin Vanet there, who will be starting P2 on the grid, followed by one of the younger cars and one of the Protogen cars. All going racing speed, you know, a little practice race here. Let's say we ride on board with Stevenson. He is the younger car behind the Impact Blue car. We'll be starting alongside him on the grid in pole position with Kevin Vanet in P2. You see him following through this high-speed section with race fuel, with that dirty air. It's very, very difficult for drivers to follow. They need to just take it easy, be patient through here. No way they can really overtake unless the car in front makes a mistake. You know, we've seen it happen. We've raced here before. Stevenson with a big snap of oversteer again. So that younger car, very set up very loose. You know, maximising that straight, and then the downforce is way too low for the rest of the track. But that's how you need to be fast around here. See them go into the hairpin now. This is where there is to be no overtaking. You see how much Stevenson closes up on the car in front. He's not allowed to go for an overtake. It's banned. You get disqualified if you do. Very, very strict penalty for it to dissuade it. But now we get to the real, you know, the real racing part of the track, the places where they can overtake. More like Monza than Monaco, this part of the track. Very, very high speed, very long straights, and you can get in that slipstream and make the overtakes. So I'm sure we will see Stevenson and Vanet. No, we won't, as Vanet goes into the pits. A bit disappointing there. I thought we were going to see Stevenson and Vanet have a little race there in this warm-up session prior to the race, but no, Vanet disappears as Stevenson throws his car around in I'm sure a bit of disappointment, as we didn't see that. Yes, drivers in qualifying, in warm-up, sorry, having a bit of fun prior to the session. Everyone wants to kick Martin Vantelaan for some reason. We'll just check why. No reason. A mistake.
Oopsies.
From his teammate as well. We ride on board here with Ryan Hawke in the CRG. This is the first time we've actually seen Ryan Hawke in the CRG car. For the first few rounds he was a privateer. He was a solo driver, and then he has joined the CRG outfit, Maxi's sister team, or Maxi's younger GP's sister team. Yeah, Stoian and Ryan Hawke then here today, driving the orange CRG through the streets of Macau. Nice and easy in warm-up. Just want to kind of get a feel for the car and race fuel, I'm sure. Vantelaan as well, Ian Forwood. Driver which has gone well around here at Macau before. It's not a circuit that's new to the Sprint Series. You know, in real life, it's a very iconic Formula 3 circuit. And Yeah, we ran it before in the Formula 3 cars. We ran it before with the Lithium series. I think Maxi Younger was the victor at that round, victor of the championship as well. And it's also been ran during the Agile series, where I think it was the similar format to now. I remember that race well because that was my first win in Formula Trout League. In that second race, in the reverse grid race, in those little Formula Agile cars, you know, you could just get away well. I think I started on the front row and just built that gap and managed to take the win there in front of my teammate, who was Yap at the time. Good memories, and yeah, good to see us back at this circuit. Vanterland just coming around the final through corners as the checkered flag is out for the warm-up session. Vanterland still pushing, even though the session is over. We will get the black screen very shortly to signify the end of the session. A nice face full of yellow flag there. Some car is obviously off somewhere. See I think that's Ryan Hawk in the CRG then. Just finishing their last few flying laps. Maybe you can see on the map in the corner where the track is. We've got a few cars in the final sector just finishing their laps. I'm not sure how good that map appears on stream. It's helpful for an administration point of view. It allows, you know, the streamer, the race director, who is me today, to, you know, clear the track if there's many major crashes, which can happen and do happen here at Macau. So if we wait for the field to take the grid. A very nice track mod here. As I said, it's a track we've run a few times in the Premier, in the Formula Trout in the Sprint series. This version of the track is quite nice. It's quite nice. You know, that's very lot of detail. As there we go. We get into the wait time between the sessions. Hopefully the grid is correct. Grid is correct, which is good to see. Yeah, it's quite a nice track here.
Lots of tiny details that make the track really come alive.
Yeah, obviously, Christoph, you know, you have experience making your own track with Drivefall. You know how hard it is.
Stop it. Stop it, you.
Well, it's true, it's true. Drivefall is a very good achievement. You know, you can recognise kind of the work that goes into a track like this more than anyone else can, really, in Formula Trout League, so... Yeah, it's good words from you, I'm sure. The track creators will be very
so many
about.
things I wish to do if I had more time, more experience, or was just more than me alone working on the track.
So anyone watching, you hear Christoph's cries for help there. If you have a track creation experience, get in contact. You can maybe help us finish help Christoph finish the Greifswald track to its full potential. Would be good to see. It's a shame it's not on the calendar this season, actually. You know, it's
yeah, but with Monaco, there's already one tight, twisty street circuit.
Yeah, we had Monaco in the series as well, so 2 tight, twisty street circuits. Yeah, maybe 3 would be too much. Although, you know, Greifswald, it's Trout's Monaco.
Just full send it. Okay, calendar 5 races. We start off in Baku, then we go Monaco, then we go Greifswald, then we go Singapore, we finish the season in Macau.
Yeah, I like
Street
the sound
season.
of that. How many crashes can we have? That would be something.
Any circuit we missed as the lights... is there any circuit we missed as the lights come on?
I don't think so, but yeah, as you say, lights come on here at Macau for race 1. How will the field manage to get around the streets here at Macau? We will find out. Lights out. It's a good start for Stevenson. A less good start for Kevin Vanek. Thomas Barbary in the background tucks in behind. Infoward. Car also not getting the best start. The Impact Blue then behind, pulling alongside. Stevenson trying to break the toe. He knows that pole position is not the ideal place to start a race with these long straights. You see Kevin Vanek then already ahead of Stevenson on the outside, getting that slingshot. As Barbary goes up the middle, and there's a huge crash in the background. That's going to be a red flag. So we see the streets of Macau claiming the first batch of victims, as we will have a red flag here. Restart the session, yes please. So, as we had that exciting start, drivers kind of rehearsing the start for the race here, and some of them getting it wrong, cars getting together through the turn 2, through the flat out turn 2, causing a large incident in the background. A bit of a shame, as the race up front did look good. Vanit then kind of giving an indication maybe he's running lower downforce than Stevenson, getting, you know, alongside and ahead of the younger car. Thomas Barbary as well, also, you know, kind of getting the draft, the double draft from Stevenson and Vanit, managing to get alongside, well, up the middle of them. We could have seen maybe tears from those three, I'm sure, into turn 3, the first real braking zone, but before they even got their red flags out, huge crash in the background. And thankfully, due to the magic of sim racing, they're back on the grid. Everyone is back in the race, and they get another go at it. A minute till lights out. Just see what reactions are in the track. Yep, people not surprised at the red flag. Martin Vantelan saying he got hit on the rear in the fast right. So, yeah, Vantelan then on the rear must have just car knows where it shouldn't have been, spinning him round, and then yeah, it's just a bit of a chain reaction. All the cars getting spun around, all the cars getting involved. Difficult to deal with. I'm sure now the drivers have had one go at it, they're going to try and get through cleanly this time.
They looked about equally fast once none of them had a slipstream, so I think they just picked up the slipstream and got a little bit of overspeed and got alongside, so let's see if that will happen again.
Yes, so lights are on once again. Can Vanit repeat what he did before and get into the lead at turn 2? Away they go for the second time here at Macau. Another good start for Stevenson, another good start for the Infowood car. Getting alongside, no, that's the commentator's car. Stevenson again breaking the toe there, as we see all the cars tucked up behind each other's gearboxes, trying to maximise the toe. Vanit pulls to the outside, Barbary pulls to the inside already. So Vanit having to hold station for the time being into the wall. The Impact Blue car, I think that was Vanit, but he's got away with it. The field is through turn 2 cleanly this time. Stevenson on the outside, Barbary on the inside, getting the assistance of the toe down that straight and managing to get into the lead. And lap 1 here, we see Vanit in the wall. Vanit facing the wrong way, a disastrous start for the Frenchman, but the rest of the field looks like they're mostly clear. The two Procision cars in the escape road at turn 3, but the rest of the field is continuing. So for the time being, we are racing here at Macau.
He took the impact in Impact Blue a bit too literal on the first run to turn 3.
Yeah, the name is a bit cursed there, I'd say. Did not work out well. As you say, Vanit into the wall on the outside, and then just getting spun round. I think he went a bit deep into turn 3. And that is not his race over, but his race severely compromised for the time being. See Stevenson hustling the back of Barbary. Stevenson not able to hold on to that pole position, such as the huge straights here, causing the tow for so long, allowing other cars to get in front, similar to Spa. You see a similar thing there. Very different circuit, Spa, but yeah, it's unfortunate for the pole position driver. It just make it difficult to hold on, as we see Stevenson.
Both youngest cars off.
Stevenson into the back of Barbary. It's in the yellow flag zone. They just have to wait for the whole field to filter through. Wagenvort into the lead. The perfect situation for him. Both the younger cars just having to sit there and wait. Down in P11 and P12. An absolute disaster for those two. But from our side, it's a shame, but at the same time, I'm quite excited by that, because what's going to happen now?
Wagenvort touches the outside of the last corner.
Yeah, just pushing it a little wide, as you say. Maybe it's his first lap through there with the full race fuel, first lap, maybe with a bit of damage as well if he got in contact with any other cars on that lap 1. Did go into the wall. Did continue though, and he is in the lead now, which he will be very happy with. The other Impact Blue car in P2, Redocia in P3, Vanteland into Wagenbort's teammate in P4. So, bit of a chaotic race, and we're only on lap 2. You see here, Kevin Vanett, the Protogen car, and 2 younger GP cars all together, as that's Adamus in the escape road, getting it wrong at turn 3. He has to reverse very, very slowly and get back on the track, but he is down to P12, down in last position now. So not what the Protogen driver would have wanted at all. You see Vanterland here on board in the middle sector, following Radocchia, the Stella Alnak car, which I always get confused with the Infowood car. The white with the red from the rear always throws me off. The chicken car, as it's also known, with the lovely chicken on the side. Radocchia gets it wrong. The track is clear.
But only just. Only just.
This is something. Radocchia retires from the race. This is very chaotic. I kind of knew this would happen. A shame to see. A shame for Vanterland there. Radocchia in the wall at the tight right-hander there. Every corner's tight here, isn't it? We see Ryan Hawk brushing the wall as well. Yeah, Radocchia unfortunately getting in the wall. Vanterland had nowhere to go, collecting the Stella Alnak driver. Obviously, it's not commentator's curse, let's say, but you're always gonna, you follow one car and that's the car that crashes, of course. So shame for Vanterland, but he is continuing again. Unfortunately, Radocchia kind of very nobly made the right decision there, returned back to the pits, retired from the race, and yeah, it's a shame, but thankfully the field got through okay. Wagenbort though, he'll be very happy with that. He has a 10-second gap to Stoyan behind. Bun is hassling him, obviously. He's in P2, just 6/10, but not able to get into that slipstream at the moment. Keeping him honest, I'm sure. So, with Wagenbort, we'll be looking at his mirrors somewhat. So, yellow flags for Adamus. Just contact at the last corner, I think. He's continuing okay, as we see nothing. Vanterland passed Hawk there for P8, kind of recovering. That might have been Hawk alongside Vanterland briefly, but Vanterland then running P8. You see Stevenson and Barbary, the 2 younger cars, involved in that teammate collision on lap 1. Might be lap 2, sorry. Those 2 running together at the moment in P6 and P7, further up the field. Kevin Vanett, I've actually just realised, Kevin Vanett, after that disastrous start,
he's back to P4.
Yeah, he started on the front row, he's up to P4, so he's kept his head down, he's got through the incidents, he's managed to avoid any drama, well, after the lap 1 drama, and is in P4, so great job then for the Impact Blue. The Impact Blue driver, the other Impact Blue driver in P2, chasing down for the lead, so ideal for Impact Blue. Stella Alnak out of the race, the championship fight there, I think it might be decided. Maybe you can clue me in. I know Stella Alnak and Impact Blue are close. Stella Alnak's seen the whole season through, with Impact Blue joining halfway, but I think Impact Blue did have that string of really strong results which got them up through the championship. We see behind then, sorry, maybe you can check that for Christoph while we just watch these 2 do battle. De Jong backing out, allowing Stevenson through, Barbary getting through as well. Ceding to the 2 younger cars who he knows are faster and doesn't want to cause them unnecessary drama, doesn't want to get involved in an incident, just wants to run his own race.
I'm afraid I can't give you current data, as there's at least 2 races missing from the standings.
That doesn't surprise me, but it's one of those things, isn't it? Ignore the thing there. Apparently Stoyan is in P4, which is not correct. There we go, it's corrected itself. Stoyan is in P3 still, so Stoyan in the podium. That's a first from this season. Still 12 minutes to go here at Macau. Don't rule anything out. In fact, I know what's going to happen. I've said that. I said it last round, and I caused Cyprian to go off. I'm going to cause that again now, I'm sure. So I apologise for that, Cyprian, in advance. But we see Antoine Bunn then on the gearbox of Wagenvort, very close to that Infowood car. You know, Wagenvort not really having to drive defensive around here, but he's going to be seeing that car in his mirrors. It's going to be putting off. And you really need maximum focus around here. One mistake, you're in the wall. One mistake, and you race it over. Bunn, obviously the pursuer. Wagenvort, the pursuee. Don't think anyone's ever used those terms before, but Wagenvort really having to be aware of the car behind him, fighting for the lead here.
Track is quite unique because on one half of the track you cannot overtake unless the car in front makes a massive mistake, and on the other half, which is just a straight with two kings, you literally cannot defend. You cannot be as wide as the entire track. So if they draft you, they just drive past you. There's nothing you can do about it. So you gotta build the gap in the slow sector. As he just slides around.
Yeah, you're right. You do have to build that gap in the slower sector, in that middle sector. And it's so important as well to get a good exit out that hairpin. We see Vanet and Stoian side by side. So Stoian's made a mistake somewhere, drops down to P4. I said sorry in advance, it's happened. He's dropped down out of the podium. Sorry for that, Cyprian. But Vanet then up into the podium again. So great recovery from him so far. Still 10 minutes to go, but he's doing a great job to get that Impact Blue back up where it belongs. He will feel into that podium place. Stoian looks to the inside, but nothing he can do. Yeah, as I was saying, and as you said, Christoph, this twisty section, you can't overtake here unless the car in front makes a mistake. And, you know, that hairpin, that's the last real corner that really matters to get the good exit. So if you can kind of slow the car behind you through that hairpin, but they can't get close enough to get the draft, you know, they can't get within that 5/10 or so that they need to be for that draft, they won't really have the chance at making an overtake, unless they're running lower aero, that is. But Bunn clearly not, although he is just within 3/10 here, so very close behind Wagenvort. We could see these two side by side in a lap or so, well, in half a lap or so, because I wouldn't like to see them side by side through here. But yeah, we'll see what I was talking about then and what you brought up, Christoph. You know, as Wagenvort goes through this hairpin, you just want to maximise that exit, get as big of a gap as you can so you can just run away from the car behind. You know, don't be within that draft, don't be within that 5/10 that you need for the draft. Stevenson and Stoian racing there. So Stevenson made an overtake in a really unorthodox place. Marbury has to hold position. Gingerly they go through the hairpin cleanly. Stoian dropping behind Stevenson a lot. Marbury's going to want to clear him ASAP. We were saying, you know, it's kind of a mirror image of the battle at the front as Stoian runs wide and Stevenson's round. Stevenson spins on the penultimate corner there, on the exit, manages to avoid his teammate. Well, his teammate manages to avoid him. He was the one that was halfway across the track. Down to P7. We saw him struggling with oversteer before, and that has allowed Vanteland and Stoian, well, it's allowed Vanteland to catch up to Stoian and pull to the outside at turn 2. Yeah, this is not ideal for Barbary. He is in front of these two, but for how long? These cars have the slipstream, have the slingshot, have the overspeed they need to make the overtake. They come into turn 3, into the braking zone. Vanteland on the outside, Barbary on the inside. Can Barbary hold on? Side by side through there. I've not seen that before. And and in the wall. Vanteland in the wall. That's why I've not seen it before. You go side by side through turn 3. You're side by side through turn 4. And you cannot get two cars through there. Vanteland in the wall. Bunn in the wall as well. I think that is his race over. He is...
Could be a blocked track.
Very bad.
How sideways he
this
looks.
Is very bad. This is
Reminding
very bad.
Oh. Yes, the perfect impact.
Kevin Vanet in the Impact Blue car. As you say, very clever play of words there. Vanet helping his teammate round. Fantastic display of teamwork, I'm sure. That was 100% intentional from the Impact Blue car. Very, very professional, very, very good sim racing, great team tactics between Kevin Vanet and Antoine Bunn. Antoine Bunn losing the car in that twisty section, in the S's, I'd say, if you can call it around here, at this street circuit. Getting stuck, and then Vanet helping his teammate out, giving him a shove, trying to fit through the gap, not able to do so, pointing him the right way, and he's still running P3, although for how much longer, because Barbary is right on his gearbox.
It's quite a unique technique there, turning the car around as it just goes wide, and he hangs on.
Yeah,
He might be out of the slipstream, but if the car isn't too damaged, he'll have another shot next lap. Oh!
Into the wall again for Antoine Bunn. Forwards into the wall, backwards into the wall. He's going to try and continue, but the damage to that Impact Blue car will be huge after that huge impact. Away he goes. 5 minutes, well, 6 minutes to go here. Cyprian and Vantelan side by side. So these two battling once again. We saw Vanteland in the wall a lap or so ago, not able to go side by side with Barbary. He was the one that came off worse. Are they going to try it again? Vanteland this time with Stoyan. Vanteland brakes very late, gets the car stopped, and they're not going side by side, which is a much better way of doing it. Sorry, the lap before. Yeah, we'll just go back to that incident actually, although it's quite difficult to with all the action unfolding in front of us. Yellow flags for Bunn again. De Jong goes through. Bunn not able to cope with the damage that he's received after the impeccable display of teamwork. As Vanteland's made a mistake as we just flipped away. Vanteland dropping behind Stoyan and Stevenson. But yeah, I will just go back to the lap prior. We saw Barbary trying to go side by side with Stevenson, with Vanteland, sorry. You know, just not able to do so, not able to fit two cars through there. And you know, Barbary was caught in a really tricky situation there. He was following Stoyan, as Stevenson, his teammate, is doing now. He was following him. He tried to back out on the straight, you know, to get that slipstream for as long as he could. Stoyan went wide. Maybe that was on purpose, but it did just look like a mistake. And that actually allowed Stoyan to get the slipstream. Vanteland as well to get the slingshot due to the both of them being compromised, and allowed Vanteland to get alongside, you know, tried to go for the double overtake, not able to do so, and it did result with him in the wall, unfortunately. Barbary got away with that one. We'll see if there's any stewards discussions about it, but I think at a track like this, drivers kind of accept that's just the way it goes. We see Stevenson then following Stoyan. This is probably what Barbary wanted to do. He didn't want to make the overtake as soon as he did, because that did compromise him for the rest of the straight as Cyprian goes into the wall. Stevenson collects him. Drivers really struggling with that last corner. Really struggling with the ping pong effect that this track has. But Stoyan is on his way again. Adamus alongside in front of Noyes, who is having a bit of a moment back there. The two Procision cars racing for P9 and P10, starting racing for pole position for race 2, the reverse grid race. That'll be an interesting one. Noyes into the wall, obviously not wanting that pole position. Hawk though, 1 minute 10 seconds back, not having a great race there, and yeah, Noyes still safe for that P10. But up at front, we've not been following this guy at all. There's 3 minutes to go here, 2 laps I think. Wagenbort still in the lead, got the lead in the early stages. You know, Bunn was chasing him down. Bunn made a mistake, and now Wagenbort has a 15-second gap to Vanet. All he has to do is keep it on the road. All he has to do is, let's say, avoid the cars in front, because I do hear, I think, a car in front that he's going to have to lap soon, so hopefully they don't make a mistake and he doesn't get collected in it. But Wagenbort's a very talented, very experienced, very patient driver. I'm sure if anything is unfolding in front of him, he'll have a cool head and he'll navigate the incident without much drama. So Stevenson behind Vanteland there, goes to the outside for the hairpin. He did want to get the move done. He's gone for the switchback, but you can't overtake here. You can see him thin the track is. You can't make a move there even if you want to. You just have to go through, maximise the exit. Vanterland feeling the pressure though, making a bit of a mistake. Stevenson dropping back because of it. They go down the hill. Vanterland with a poor exit there. Stevenson's going to be breathing right down his neck. Going to be going for that overtake. Not able to get past him yet, but this time he might have a chance. Right to the wall, bit of oversteer mid-corner, holds on. Younger car set up very loose. We've seen Stevenson oversteering through the whole race essentially, through qualifying as well. So with these warm tyres now, he'll really start to struggle. But you see him catching the Infrawood car in front. He was set a faster lap time. He's within 2 car lengths or so. He'll be really feeling that draft now. Vanterland on the inside, trying to go a bit defensive, trying to get Stevenson to bait to the outside. He does go there. They'll go side by side through turn 2, flat out through here. Neat and tidy so far. Vanterland has the inside line. Who has the superior top speed? Who will be later on the brakes? Vanterland steps on just a little later, has the corner, has the position still. So good defending from Vanterland there. You know, baited Stevenson onto the outside well before the corner. You know, really tactical driving. Stevenson just had to stay on the outside for the whole way and wasn't able to overtake in the end. But, you know, Stevenson with an... that was very well read. Vanterland making a mistake into the wall. Only a little brush, but allowed Stevenson to get through. I was just praising the defensive driver for Vanterland as he goes into the wall, loses the rear at high speed. You'll get Stowian to come through now. Hopefully he holds station just to allow the CRG car through. He does spin turns, clattering the wall for good measure, but away Vanterland goes again. P6 for the Infrawood car, Stowian up to P5, and Stevenson then up into P4. Yeah, as I said, I was just praising Vanterland. You know, he was doing a great job defending, but he just got a little out of shape on the run-up to that corner, a little offline, and Stevenson just with the switchback able to navigate around the crashing, the out-of-control Vanterland basically, and got the move done. But Wagenvort then, the timer just runs out as he gets to the finish line, wins here in race 1 at Macau. Fantastic job for the Infrawood driver, back on the top step of the podium here at the final race of the season, well, the final round of the season. Kevin Vanet, fantastic recovery drive. We saw him last at the start of the race. He started in P2. He was last basically after turn 1, after turn 3, and then he gets all the way back up to P2. Amazing job for the Impact Blue driver. Really well done for him. He'll be very happy with that result, I'm sure. Thomas Barbary into P3 after another recovery drive. Stevenson in P4, crashing with his teammate after the checkered flag is out. Another good recovery drive for him. Obviously could have been more. Stevenson starting on pole. Barbary starting P3, or it might be the other way around, sorry. Yeah, them getting together, having to fight their way back up the field. But P3 and P4, not a bad job for the younger team. Cyprian Stowian in P5. Vanterland, he'd had a good fight for the higher positions, but has to settle for P6 in the end after a late race mistake. Antoine Bunn, P7. Again, he was running a very strong race, fighting for the lead briefly, but finishes P7 in the end. Ars de Jong in P8, flat spotting his tyres after the race for good measure. We see then the 2 Procision cars yet to cross the finish line, seemingly swapping positions. Neuss overtaking Adamus there. He's
maybe for the
slowing
reverse
down.
pole.
Maybe. P9 and P10 for these two, so... Not sure what's going on between these two. Not sure
Where's
who's
the
finished
finish line?
P9
Have
and P8.
they crossed the finish line?
I think they haven't yet. You first. Who's going to take it? Not sure what's going on here. Who blinks first? Looks like it will be Adamus blinking first. Or not. Yeah, not sure what's going on here. We will just go to the intermission screen. I'll finalise that race result for you in a moment. But yeah, great job for Wagenvort to take the win here at Macau. Back on the top step of the podium for Infrawood. Back on the top step of the podium for Wagenvort. And he'll be happy with that. 10-second gap to Vanet behind. Ran a nice clean race. Stayed out of trouble and won the race in the end. Chaos up and down the field though, as we expected to see here at Macau. It's a track known for it. You know, twisty corners, high speed, low downforce. It's gonna cause incidents, and yeah, that's what we saw unfold in front of us. But there was some good racing throughout. There was some respectful racing throughout. Yeah, the field has mostly got away with it and has finished in some reasonable positions. The only casualty was Roberto Radocchia. We saw him blocking the track. Nobly made the decision to retire. Yeah, shame for him, but I appreciate the gesture, and we will be back for race 2 in a moment. When the server restarts, that is. We can just go over a few of the, whilst we're in this intermission, we can just go over a few of the opinions from the drivers. We're seeing some of the messages that they've been posting. Apparently, the initial red flag was caused by Roberto Radocchia. He was caught out by the loaded car by cold tyres, just understeered through the turn 2, got into the back of Vanterland, spun him round, caused that red flag, but no harm done. Red flag, started again, got away with it that time. Yeah, unfortunately he didn't get involved in another incident and did end up DNFing from the race, but Vanterland accepting the apology. Good resolution between those two, and I'm sure no steward's decision will be involved. As we get back into Macau, get back to Macau, onto the simulator, onto Assetto Corsa. We are back in the 5-minute warm-up. Again, another 5-minute warm-up prior to the session, due to the way the format is structured here. We're on board with the we're on board with the Procision car. Adamus into turn 3, taking it nice and easy. We will actually will finalise that result for you. We saw quite a strange back and forth between everyone. We'll just run through the final results. So P1 was Jaap Wagenvort, P2 was Kevin Vanet, P3 Thomas Barbary, P4 Steve Stevenson, P5 Cyprian Stoyan, P6 Martin Vanterland, P7 was Antoine Bunn. Lars de Jong in P8, good result for him, good points. Adamus was in P9, so starting race 2 on pole position will be Neues for the Procision team. P11 was Ryan Hawke, and P12 was Radocchia, so they will be starting P11 and P12. It is the top 10 that is reversed here in the sprint series. So we're riding on board with Adamus here. The yellow flag's out again in warm-up for whatever reason. Yeah, we should have another exciting race on our hands. Sorry for Christoph. I'll just get something from you here.
I'm back.
Apologies for the constant action. Let's say I've not really given you much chance to speak. I appreciate you being here.
It's fine. It's fine.
It is nice from my side to not be alone. Obviously, you know, we usually have Ross is one of our main commentators. We have Angel as well, who. Big shout out for helping improve the stream, helping improve Formula Trout leagues, you know, social media things. We can't do it without the help we get from our community. But yeah, it's been me the last few rounds. It's nice to have you alongside me, Christoph, here in Sprint Series, even though this is not your usual stomping ground.
It's a pleasure to co-commentate with you.
Thank you very much. Same here. But yeah, as I said, with the community, we can't do any of this without the community. We can't do this without any of our drivers. If anyone wants to get involved, as we're here in the warm-up for race 2, if anyone's just joining us, if anyone wants to get involved, click the link in the description below for our Discord server. That is where we run most things. You can search Formula Trout League on Google. We have a website. Again, though, it'll just refer you to our Discord server. It's where everything's organised. It's where the community gets together. We are a friendly bunch. You know, you'll be welcomed by yours truly. But yeah, say hello, join the server, say hello, get involved in racing. This is obviously round 10, the finale here in the Sprint Series. So this is the final round for Sprint Series Season 6. But we will have the Premier Series, our main series, kind of in the name, the Premier Series, will be starting in the next few months. Can't confirm anything yet. We're still working out the details for it, but that is our main series, and we would love to get you involved. You know, normally replicating real-life Formula 1 style rules, real-life Formula 1 style cars. In the past we've ran the RSS hybrid cars. Occasionally we've dabbled with the VRC Formula Alpha as well. And yeah, we would love to get you involved. You can have your own team. The format is, you know, it's free to enter, it's free to race. You do as many races as you like. We'd love to see you on the grid. We'd love to see you get involved with the community. And yeah, you know, as I said, we're a friendly bunch. Kind of get together, get here early so you can fight for that championship in the Premier Series, which will be starting in the next few months. But forget about that for the time being. There's still one race left here in the Sprint Series. Checkered flag's out for warm-up now. Adamus pushing in this warm-up session to kind of get the feeling for the car. We will see the cars take to the grid then for the final race of the Sprint Series, Season 6.
Alex,
yes.
Let's pretend I am a new viewer who doesn't know the Sprint Series format. What would you tell me if I asked how Race 2 is different from Race 1?
Yes, so it's a good thing to mention. We do have some time, so we'll go over that, Christoph. Good to see you new here to the series. Yeah, so we have 2 races here in Sprint Series. The race today. So you just watched race 1, or if you're just joining us, we've just had race 1. Jaap Wagenvort winning that one, and now we will be going into race 2. It's a reverse grid. The top 10 positions are reversed. It's another 20-minute race, the same as the first one. No pit stops in these Dallara F317s. No need to do it. The tyres will go the distance, the fuel will go the distance, but with that reverse grid, it is a bit of spice, it is a bit of more action, let's say. It awards less points in that first round, but obviously with that reverse grid, you get drivers that are either out of position in race 1, back up top, so it gives them a good chance, or drivers that, you know, traditionally are a little less on the pace than the top guys, to be leading those races, to be fighting for the pole position, not the pole position, fighting for the victories, which they might not get to do otherwise. But here at Macau, it is especially a good track for that. You've seen how tight it is. You've seen how difficult it is the field to get through. That pole position, or at least the top 3 or so, are really going to benefit from being clear of the rest of the field, because it is difficult to, you know, avoid incidents if they do occur. So it will have a race on our hands. That grid is not correct.
I think it's in finishing order, is it? What looks to be. It could be. It's reverse. It's reverse grid.
It's reverse grid, yes. So, as said, we're running a custom format today here. We were just talking about how good that reverse grid is. We don't have the reverse grid at the moment. You'll have to give me a minute. We will fix this, hopefully. Right. We will do this live. We'll do this live. Such is the magic of Assetto Corsa. Such is the magic of Formula Trout League. We will get this done. We will improve the order, and we will find out what's happened, because that was not supposed to be like that. No sort. Split type. Yes. So what we need to do is reverse. Huh? But it is correct. No sort, use finishing grid. Reverse 10. Reverse the first N. We've reversed the first N. It's huh? So we're just kind of working out this strange blip we've had with the first round not being reversed. Really struggling to see why it's not reversed here. Grid start. Take the drivers from the sorted Sprint Series race. Please hold, guys. I'm just going to put the stream on a brief pause while we sort this out. We'll be back for race 2 with the reverse grid in a moment. Welcome back, everybody, for race 2. We have solved the server configuration issue, which saw the reverse grid be the reverse grid and was just the standard race results positions. So we've fixed this issue. We're back here in race 2. We will be back shortly for the start of the race. Yeah, unfortunately, a bit of a glitch with the server configuration. It was set up correct when you read how it should work, but when the cars took to the grid, they were in their race finishing order. Thankfully, I've set the grid manually, and we should be able to start in our correct order. I'll make sure everyone is in the server. I see most of, if not everyone, in now. We will go to the next session. Skip. Yes. So the drivers will now take to the grid. Once again, we fly down using the set of course a magic sim racing helicopter camera. I can't. Oh my god. This is still wrong.
Just let them have a formation lap.
No, we can't communicate with them.
Just spam formation lap. Sort yourself. Free for all.
Yes. One sec, the stream is going to go dark, and we are going to sort this out the old-fashioned way. One moment, please, everyone.
Should
So,
I
welcome
should I
back,
tell them no
everybody.
restart?
Hello, Christoph.
Hello.
Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Welcome back, everyone, to the stream. As you've just seen me sort out live on stream, we're doing a formation lap. It's a rolling restart here at Macau due to issues with the server configuration. Noyes is starting in P1. His teammate Adamus is starting in P2. He will just come around the final corner here now and will accelerate to take the start here.
Stream.
I apologise, Christoph. Yes, I will let
Thank
you
you very much.
So, Noyes gets to the finish line. He will start the race. I'm on the grid. He will start the race here at Macau, and they are racing. Noyes in front of teammate Adamus. A bit of a gap too. Arch de Jong behind as they go through the second corner for the first time under green flag conditions. So, Adamus already passed his teammate with that draft, allowing him to get through. Antoine Bunn and Arch de Jong then alongside into turn 3. Who will get the move done? Looks like Bunn's in front. Chat is in the middle of the stream. We don't want that. We want the racing. So as they come through turn 4, neat and tidy so far. We see, I think Hawk has got involved in an incident. He's dropped behind Radocchia. Sorry for the very chaotic nature of this here. We didn't quite have the procedure in place. Venterland yellow flags got together with Barbary. They're both stuck, but most of the field got through okay.
They get going again.
Yes, so we've another recovery drive for Barbary there. Hopefully he can get some good points. We see the Procision car undo pressure from the Impact Blue of Bunn. De Jong's in P4, drop behind Bunn there. The Kevin Vanet is not in P1. You can ignore that, but he is on the gearbox of Wagenvort, who is behind Stoyan. De Jong drops back behind Stevenson as well. Kevin Vanet pressuring Wagenvort there. This reverse grid threw a spanner in the works, especially with that formation lap, the rolling start they had as well. Can they get through the hairpin? Unscathed. Wagenvort can't. He hits the wall. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Wagenvort then. Traffic jam, traffic jam, traffic jam. Go on, Barbary. There we go. So, green flag once again. We saw the pile-up at the hairpin. We knew it would come, and it did in race 2. As Young off at the penultimate corner into the wall. Spin for him, but away he goes again. Kevin Vanet will get up to P7. Yeah, Wagenvort just catching his rear left tyre, rear right tyre even, on the inside wall there. Getting spun around, well, spinning himself around, and then the rest of the field kind of piling into him. Thankfully, the track is now clear, and we can get racing once again. Speaking of racing, Stevenson side by side with Bunn through turn 2. They go down the straight. Stevenson tucking in the slipstream of the impact of the Procision car behind. Bunn pulls alongside, but can't get the move done. Can't hold on to that position. Doesn't have enough of an overlap. Has to settle down for P4 for the time being. Stevenson's going to be wanting to get back past the Procision car of Noyes there. We ride on board with him. Looks nice and easy from, looks easy from his view in front, but I'm sure if you look in his mirrors behind, there we go. See his rear wing. We see the younger GP car of Stevenson, the champion, breathing down his neck, right on his gearbox. A lot of pressure there. We'll see how Noyes copes 12 minutes to go in this shortened race after the formation lap. As we see Stevenson looking for a move, but no way you can make an overtake through here. He'll look for it though. He's going to the inside, backs out of it. Throws the Procision car off though. He reacted to Stevenson on his inside, even though he backed out. Great overtake from Stevenson to make a move around there. Bunn then, nose camera here, now behind the Procision car. It's Adamus in P1, still took the P1, took the lead on lap 1. He's still holding it for the time being, but Stevens is going to be closing down that 5-second gap very soon, I'm sure. He's been kind of the fastest driver on the track throughout the season. Yeah, he could be fighting for that win in a few laps' time. Bunn following Noyes there. Good exit. Backs out because he wants that slipstream for the next straight. Flick through the corner, the cameras, sorry. You can hear Bun's tactical driving here, you know, lifting off, backing out, short shifting, because he wants that slipstream when it counts. He wants that slipstream at the latest possible moment. He pulls to the outside with the slingshot. He'll get the move done, but can Neuers come back at him? No, he can't. He's spinning around 360 degrees in the middle of the track. Huge puff of smoke. Stoyan and Vanek gets through okay. Stoyan defending from Vanek there in the distance. Cyprian obviously reacting to the spinning car, reacting to the yellow flags and braking. That has allowed Kevin Vanek to go through. Yeah, but up in front, Adamus still leading the race. They're doing a good job, and actually his last lap wasn't that slow either. You know, we're saying Stevenson is the fastest driver here, we'd say, you know, he's the champion, maybe not the fastest, but up there. But Adamus is running a solid race. He will be looking to take the win if he can. 10 minutes to go. Yellow flags for Neuers though, he has lost the car. Dropped down to P11. Oh, disaster there. P1 for his teammate, P11 for Neuers. Adamus though, I don't know though, look at that gap. I've been saying he's been running okay lap times, but Stevenson's within 2.3 seconds, so he's closed almost 2 seconds in one lap. 9 minutes to go. Should be just over 4 laps, I think. Through the hairpin. Yeah, just to detail the start procedure that you witnessed, I was in contact with all the drivers throughout that rolling start, just instructing them when and who to leave the grid. Stevenson with a big 4-wheel slide there, gets away with it though. Yeah, instructing the drivers to leave the grid when they should, and you know, then completing a formation lap. A little bit of miscommunication between drivers, a few overtaking as we saw. I think it was Asti Young kind of out of position briefly, but they got away with it in the end, and yeah, everyone started the race in their correct positions. Not ideal, something we're going to obviously look at for the next sprint series, something we're going to look at for the next Premier Series as well, so we don't have a repeat of that. But yeah, thankfully everyone is back in the race. Stevenson just set fastest lap as well, so Adamus out in front will be aware of that, will need to start pushing if he wants to take this win. But you know, it's still got a good gap behind for Bun as well, so he could maybe just settle. I mean, he's going to want to fight for that win, but it would be a great result for his team just to get on the podium full stop. We'll see how the race develops. See how fast Stevenson is through this sector. Very comfortable in the car. Nice and close to the wall on the apex, and then has to just follow through here. As we see Adamus in front, offline. We saw Stevenson make an overtake here on a few laps ago on his teammate with a similar scenario. He holds on for the time being, but how much longer can he hold on for? Whoa, massive oversteer for Stevenson there. Corrects the car, keeps it pointing in a straight line, but very, very nearly dropping the car on the exit of the corner again, sliding the rears. So Stevenson suffering with tyre wear, maybe.
Looks like he's on the power really early. I mean, he really wants to be there when it is time for the slipstream. It's late for me to apologize for the way I say things. So it looks like he's just power sliding, like he's spinning the wheels, not just oversteer because his rear tires don't have grip.
Yeah, it's
but
a very.
That is just my guess.
It is a very conscious. You know, he's spinning the wheels up. He's trying to get the exit as best as he can, and then he's having to correct it. But he's not getting out the throttle, as we see Barbary in the wall there at the last corner. Dirty Air catching him out. Thankfully, getting away with it. Still in the hunt for that P5 position. To the inside, Stoyan on the outside. He'll go through. Can Stoian come back at him though? He'll have the DRS. No, he won't. He'll have the slipstream, not the DRS. Go to the onboard. The nose cam of Stoian there. He pulls to the outside. That draft really helping him out. Side by side into turn 3. Who can get it stopped first? Still side by side actually. So very, very equal on the brakes. But Barbary will have the inside line. Stoian has to let him go. A little bit of wheel banging there. But Barbary up into P5. Stoian's dropping down to P6. Now having to defend from Radocchio and Vanterland behind. Stevenson then still behind Adamus there, still behind the Protogen car. Bun catching as well actually. Thought Stevenson was off there. Again, you said he was oversteering with the power. That was oversteering mid-corner, that wasn't power. So Stevenson definitely with a very, very loose setup. Maybe a bit of damage. Very well held from the champion there to not drop the car. But yeah, he's really going to want to get that move done because he's going to want to just be able to kind of drive in clear air. Focus on driving the car instead of, you know, focusing on kind of following another car. But he doesn't get the best exit in the world, but neither does the Protogen car in front. It's Younger versus Protogen, a drag race here at Macau as they come into the penultimate corner. It's going to be Stevenson with the draft, so I think I know who's going to win this drag race. Adamus going to the inside.
0.8 behind.
Yeah, Bun's really closed in, so these two guys fighting. You know, Adamus maybe defending from Stevenson has allowed the Impact Blue car to catch up, but we'll stay on board with Stevenson. Quite tentative through that final corner. Allowed Adamus to get a good run there. He might get a bit of slipstream, but I don't think he's going to get enough to be able to make an overtake. As I mistakenly said last lap, there's no DRS in these little Formula 3 cars. It's just purely based on slipstream and engine power. Adamus defending the inside, but defending thin air really. Stevenson too far back to be able to make a move. Both cars are getting on those brakes as Adamus loses the rear of the car. Stevenson goes to the outside in avoidance, gets the move done up into P1. Adamus dropping down to P2 there after a mistake. He held onto the lead for so long, held onto the lead through the corner, but then on the exit just dropped the car, allowed Stevenson up into the lead. Race 2, 3 minutes to go, final round of the season. The champion is in the lead here at Macau. Looks like he might be taking the win if he can keep it on the track in the next 3 minutes. Bun letting Kevin Vanet through there, so some kind of team orders definitely at Impact Blue. We saw them working well as a team last race, you know, a bit physically that time, but this time, yeah, a bit more regular, let's say, and yeah, Bun letting Vanet through up into P3, up into the podium. It's good to see cooperation between the teammates, and Vanet's going to be wanting to chase down Adamus, as we see Adamus losing the rear again, so pressure getting to him there, struggling with the car, allowing Stevenson to build that gap that he so dearly needs. Into the hairpin then. A reminder, yellow flag zone here, no overtaking permitted. All drivers holding station, very well behaved. They start what I think will be the final lap then. We've got 2 minutes 10 on the clock, lap times are just over 2 minutes 10. They've got another out 10 seconds to go, so this will be the final lap. White flag would be out if it was America. It's the final lap here in our Formula Trout League. Can Stevenson hold on for just one more lap and take the win? Can Adamus hold on? We'll see. Vanet's going to have a go at him early on. He's in the draft, in the slipstream. Just 3 car lengths or so separating the Impact Blue to the Protogen car. We've seen these two racing so much throughout this season. Vanet with a great slingshot. Adamus on the inside. Vanet just powers through. Doesn't even have to go to the inside. But can Adamus come back at him? They try to go side by side. Adamus on the inside gives him a shove into the wall. Very rude from the Protogen driver, but it's the last lap. It's what you have to do if you want to keep that position. Allows Bun into P3, so that team order's kind of flipping back again. Bun into P3, Vanet in P4 now. Can Bun make a move on Adamus on this last lap? He was in the wall there, got away with it, but Going to want to stop doing that if he wants to make an overtake. He's in the wall again on the inside. Just a little brush. Gets away with it as Adamus is really struggling with the car. Can the Impact Blue pair get past the Procision car? 40 seconds on the clock. This is the last lap. This is the last chance they're going to have. Every corner is the last time they're going to be going through, and it's going to be the last overtaking opportunity for them. Bun right on the gearbox. Does he go to the inside? No. Very smartly stays out as Adamus is straight into the wall at quite high speed. Does get going again in P4. But yeah, he was watching his mirrors there. Bun, very smart driving, very calm driving. You know, he knew he couldn't make the move. He knew he'd have to brake early. Adamus was just looking at his mirrors, worried about the car behind getting into his gearbox, pushing him into the wall. But he did it all by himself. He was in the wall on that last lap, and Antoine Bun into P3. That's Stevenson round on the final lap.
He's done a me.
Stevenson's dropped it on the final lap. Antoine Bun, Kevin Vanett up into P1 and P2. This is ideal for the two Impact Blue cars. Bun letting Vanett through just before the finish line. Some team orders there, but Kevin Vanett takes the win here at Macau. Bun in P2, 1, 2, 4. Impact Blue there. Stevenson crashing on the final lap for P3. It would look like a photo finish between Barbary and Adamus there. We just missed Adamus in P4, so good result for him. Disappointing because he could have finished on the podium, but P4, not a bad result nonetheless. Stoian in P6. Wagenvort will be next across the line in P7. Vantalan, the other Infrawood car, in P8 behind. Roberto Radocchia, disappointing race 1. Slightly disappointing race 2, just outside the points as we see Ars de Jong in the Vaseline smeared lens, losing the car out the last corner. Will Neuers be able to catch in time? He's 20 seconds back. Can Ars get it going again? Yes, he can. Will finish in P10. Neuers just behind, coming through the last corner himself. Neat and tidy, no risks, just cross the finish line, call it a day. Hawk then, 5 laps down, will not be classified. And yeah, Kevin Vanett there, taking the win. Team orders, Antoine Bun letting him through. Clearly some agreement between the two cars there, but the dream result on the final race, the final round of the season, Impact Blue getting a 1-2. They've had really good momentum throughout the second half of the season, you know, really strong results, podiums in this race 2, and then here, you know, the conclusion of the season, a 1-2 for them is pretty much a dream scenario, so massive congratulations to those two. Bit of a heartbreak for the champion Stevenson, but he's got the championship. I'm sure he won't mind not getting that final win. So yeah, really, really chaotic race there, shortened race due to that formation lap, but you know, no bias here, but I'm quite happy to see Impact Blue take the win here. It's a new name to put on the board, you know, the Impact Blue team getting a 1-2. Not many teams have achieved 1-2s in the past, so for Impact Blue to do it here is, I don't say it's unexpected. They have had, like I said, that good momentum, but yeah, I wouldn't have thought, you know, they would have been favourites at all. But they managed it. Clean race, managed to do it. Celebrations in the chat, I could see. But yeah, it's a chaotic race here at Macau, but you know, one of those things. We'll see if we have any interviews then. We got Wagenvort. We will bring him into the chat. Hello, Yap. Can you hear us?
Hello, Alex.
Hello. Good to have you here. Took the win in race 1, which was great to see. You kind of ran a very clean race, avoided the incidents, got into the lead, and just stayed there for the whole race. Obviously, race 2, a bit more disappointing. I think you finished P8 in the end, was it? P7, I think it is. But, you know, overall, not a bad weekend. Obviously, taking that win in race 1, Infrawood back on the top spot of the podium. You must be happy with that. You've gone well around here before, so yeah, just talk us through that race 1.
Yeah, Alex, exactly what you said. Race 1 was really good. Just tried to stay out of trouble, and I had just enough pace to keep, I think it was Antoine behind me.
Yes.
He had way more wing, so he was much quicker in the middle section. But I had much more top speed, so I could keep him behind on the straights and just try to avoid any mistakes and hope that it worked out. And then he clipped the wall somewhere, and then it was just a matter of take it easy, don't do anything stupid, and yeah, finally a win. So yeah, I had a couple of podiums this season. It was yeah, really nice to finally be on the top step again.
Yeah, it was very good to see you on the top of the step of the podium. Obviously, the final round here, race 1 of the final round. So you took your time to do it, but it's good to see you there. Race 2 though, bit of an interesting one. Obviously, you had the rolling start, which is unusual. It was a bit chaotic, a bit, I don't want to say disorganized, but it was in a way. Did you manage with that okay? Was it fine on your end to get away with that rolling start?
Yeah, start was fine given what it was. No one did anything really stupid. I think it was pretty clean. Just had a bit of an incident. I think I clipped the inside wall myself in the chicane, so I just waited for everyone to pass and then see what happens. But I had a lot of damage, so I had like a nice fight with Cyprian and Martijn and someone else. So it was good fun, but I was way of the first position. So it was just a fun race, in my opinion. So yeah, it was a bit of a shame after race 1, but yeah, these things just happen, especially at Macau.
Yeah, you did finish in the points in the end in race 2, so it is a bit of a consolation, I suppose. Yeah, we did catch you on stream actually, tagging your inside wheel at that hairpin, getting stuck, getting a bit of a pile up with the rest of the field. So it is something that can happen here at Macau. You have raced here before. I'm sure it's something that you have experienced before as well, being on the receiving end of it. So one of those things.
It was the first time for me to spin like that. But I was just looking to the front too much. Everyone was slowing down, and yeah, I just went too slow and messed up. It happens.
Yeah, it's a tricky circuit, and you did a good job in race 1, got the win, got the maximum points there in race 1, so that's all you need really.
Exactly, time for beer.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, Sprint Series Season 6 is over. Not a bad season for you, as you say. Few podiums, taken the win here. It's been a pleasure seeing you on track. Pleasure back in the Infowood car in that F317. Thank you very much for racing all season, and I hope to see you in the next.
For sure. And thanks a lot for getting the show on the road and doing all the media streaming. It was great work.
No problem. Glad to be here. Thanks.
All right. See you. Bye.
Bye. So, Jaap van der Wart, winner of race 1, the only one who wanted an interview after that very chaotic round here at Macau. So, just, this is the final round here in Sprint Series. We'll say massive thank you to Thomas Marshall, who organised the entry for the season, the entry lists and things, the sign-up sheets. A massive thanks to Maxi Younger as well for getting everything, on the road, running the series, managing the administration side, and thanks to all our drivers who participated throughout. We wouldn't be here without the drivers on track to watch. We wouldn't be here without the drivers on track who are racing. So massive thanks for everyone involved in the running of the series. Those on the broadcast team as well. Ross, Angel, you, Christoph, here tonight. I appreciate you.
Of course, thank you, Alex, for streaming and everything you're doing.
No problem, I enjoy it. Sorry I didn't get many words out of you today, Christoph.
It's okay. I'm happy to be here for you.
Oh, good to hear. Thank you. But yeah, that is the season over. Sprint Series Season 6 has come to its conclusion. We will return in Formula Trout in a few weeks, few months for the new Premier Series. We might have a few fun events in between. So, as I said before, link is in the description for the Discord server. We'd love to see you here. Love to see you part of the community racing on track with these guys we saw tonight. Thank you everyone for watching. I was Alex Cochran, joined by Christoph Berzer. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.